मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar series called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Today, we are going to introduce you to a new brand called SSCPL. SSCPL is a leading provider of safety training and consulting services. This is an ISO 9001-2008 certified company established in 2010, dedicated to helping organizations create safe and healthy work environment. Today we have Priyanka ji with us, Director of SSCPL, along with Arnav and Shelly. We also have Anand Agarwal from Franchise India, um, uh, and who will coordinate with this webinar further. But before we start the presentation and share the further brand details, I would like to inform you that the viewers will also have an opportunity to ask their queries about the brand and the business opportunities. I would request you all to please keep on posting your queries into the Q&A box to make this session more interactive. We will take up all your queries post the brand presentation. Now, I would request Priyanka ji to take us through with the presentation and share more insight about the organization and the available business opportunity. Priyanka ji, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yes. Good morning.
I'd like to introduce our company. It's a Jamshedpur-based company. It was established in 2010. We are basically the competent person recognized under the Factory Act 1948. We have been providing services to some of the best companies like the Tata Group, Adani, Vedanta, SAIL, IOCL, HPCL, more or less most of the companies in Jharkhand. We are providing services. Our basic services like we provide testing and certification of lifting tools, tackles, pressure vessels, and stability. To explain it, I would like to mention that each company's whatever lifting tools, tackles are there, suppose EOT crane or something, whatever lifting appliance is there, the industries, any industry that comes under the Factory Act, they can't use it unless and until they are certified by the competent person. And we serve that purpose. We work as the competent person in certifying that. So that is apart from the testing thing, we are also providing safety consultancy services. which includes safety audits, industrial safety audits, safety trainings. There are a wide area of trainings that we have been providing, including defensive driving to industrial safety to behavioral safety. These are some of the trainings. Again, we also provide on-site and disaster management plan, emergency plan. These are the areas that we cover in safety. There are also other areas, but currently in currently we want to start with the testing and certification and safety consultancy services in other out of Jharkhand. Again, I would like to show you a video about the company. If that's just give me a second. Is it is it coming? Is it getting shared?
No, ma'am. You need to
Not
click on the share.
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yeah.
Okay. So any queries, like anything else you want to know?
So I think Pengari video is good. We got a snapshot. I would request you to run through the presentation that you would like to present today for our investor. They can get a structured information from you, and then probably we can take up the query at the last.
Okay, fine.
You're also being joined by Ashok. So Mr. Ashok Kumar leads from Francop. He's a principal consultant for this project. He would be there with us.
Is the presentation, is it visible?
It's visible.
Yes, yeah.
So if you want to add anything, you can take up from here if you require.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Okay, so,
as I have
yeah.
already told, these are the services, testing and the best part of this service is that it's like a kind of insurance. If a company, the company, the industry has to renew this every year. Depends, either it is either every year or every 6 months. So if once we build a relation, once we get the work, if our relationship goes well, then there is a 90% chances that next year also we will be getting the same work. So that's the best part of this service. And regarding these are the safety consultancy services. We also do this hygiene audit, which includes it includes to it is to check whether the ambience, the temperature, noise, dust, whether it is as per the factory act, that won't be harming the workers. Safety products we had been dealing. As of now, we are not into that, but again, we are providing manpower support. We have around currently we are supplying around 200 manpowers to Jusco. It's a vendor, it's a very big vendor of Tata Steel, who looks after the cleanliness of the city, Jamshedpur. These are some of our clients. These are some of the recognitions. We are also member of the World Safety Organization. And regarding the financials, I would request Ashok ji to take up.
Yeah, sure, Priyanki. So I think the opportunity that Priyanki has, explained to the franchisee partners, it's a one time, and it's a first time in this industry space, especially in the industrial health and safety environment. A lot of players, they do their independent business, but they don't have the capabilities and credibility to scale their businesses beyond a certain geography. Where basically Priyanki and her team, if you look at the SSPL, so they have developed the capability over the years. They can deliver these services in the entire eastern and northeast region, and they have been servicing their clients in the entire region across multiple states. Okay. And how to deliver these states? So they have the capability in terms of service deliveries. They have their own teams. So if you look at the industrial health and safety requirement, it's a kind of the pollution certificate that we require for our own vehicle. So every 6 months you need to go and renew your pollution certificate. Similarly, for the industries and factories, they have them health safety checks and certificate. So they need to renew these certificates every year. So that means if you build a one-time relationship with your client, that means that client is going to pay you every year till you continue your relationship with that client. Right? And if you look at the set of services that SSCPL is offering, so they have a 10 different set of services. So health and safety certification, that's the testing certificate, is the one set of service. Then they have like workshop services, training services, staff manpower related services, plus they do equipment supply. So if you look at the 10 sort of services, that means for one client, you can sell 10 different products to a same client. So your, in terms of revenue, or you can say the ticket size from one client can be much higher. And second part of this business, basically how to run this business, because you have to have these capabilities. So where SSCPL is bringing their capabilities and service delivery mechanism. So my franchise, it's very easy for my franchisee to operate. We are looking for, the business acquisition partners. So we need, it's a kind of resellers. So we need partners who need to set up their own office space. SSCPL will acquire a license how to operate these locations, and we will have the licensing signing authority. Okay, my franchisee partner, he does not need to bother about how to get these licenses, how to get the authority to become a certified agency to issue these certifications. My franchisee, they need to have an office space, and there basically they need to hire service staff as well. So they need some service engineers plus business development guys and support staff, and their primary role is just only client acquisitions, and all the service delivery basically can be done through the SSCPL and their team. And we will also utilize franchisee staff to do the local service delivery, where basically the your corporate team or main SSCPL team is not required to get involved at 100%. So I will just share my screen and will take you through the smaller presentation. So for my franchisees to start this business, we need district level resellers. So they can set up their own office. So that office space requirement is around 300 square feet. Okay. Franchise, one-time franchisee fee is 5 lakh rupees, where basically SSCPL, they will guide you how to set up the space and what kind of resources you require, what equipments you require. So that all guidance and support will be provided by SSCPL team. Your office setup cost is going to be 3 lakh rupees, plus you need to have a equipment cost is 15 lakh rupees. Okay, and we have the detailed pricing and the detailed equipment list for each and every single item. Right? And then basically you have one ancillary cost, that's 1 lakh rupees towards your business permits and local licenses. So your initial total capex to start this business around 24 lakh rupees. Your office property deposit is going to be around 90,000 rupees, and working capital you should keep the provision for like close to 2.7 to 3 lakh rupees. So and the 3.6 lakh rupees that you should carry the enough financial bandwidth to start this business. If you look at my service categories, we have multiple services to offer to a client, right? And what we are saying here, we are saying for average contract value per service is 1 lakh rupee. This can be much higher. Your only one large corporate client can give you 50 lakh rupees of check. Okay, so this business has that kind of potential. And the smallest service, you can do some like 1 day workshop or half day workshop for 10-15,000 rupees as well. Okay. So the margin for my franchisee, so whatever the revenue that you generate, the 25% from that will be shared with our franchisee partners. In terms of your operating cost to run this business, 2% it will cost you towards your cost of service. You require 2 service engineers at 45,000 rupees per month. You require 1 BD and marketing person at 35,000 rupees. And the additional cost is going to be your transport and logistic cost for your service engineers. So we have considered that at 5% of the total revenue. Staff salary increments, we have considered 8% year on year. Then other expenses, admin expenses, we have considered like 30,000 rupees towards your office rent, 12,000 rupees towards your utility expenses, that includes your water, electricity, and office insurance is 5,400 rupees. And the expenses that we incur, so we have considered an increase of 5% year on year. Now let's have a look at the P&L statement. So what we are saying here, if you bring 120 contacts in a year, okay, so it can be like through 10 clients, it can be through 20 clients or 50 clients, or for each service you have unique client. So we are estimating a revenue of 1.2 crores in the first year itself, and this is considering this is a very low in the basically revenue that we have considered. If you bring large corporate clients, 3-4 clients, where your billing value of one project is like 30-40 lakh rupees, that means 4 clients can give you this 1.2 crores, right? And second thing, we are looking for the district level partner. In the districts that we have identified, these all are the industrial districts, and these have the huge potential, right? So reaching in a city, if you are looking at like 200 clients, 300 clients, it will not take you that kind of effort to reach them and bring them on board, right? But of course, my franchisee partner, he should have enough understanding and the networking with the corporate clients, so they will have advantage to onboard these clients for these kind of services. So 1.2 crore is my revenue for the first year, and if you look at my fifth year revenue, we have considered close to 3 crores. So even the cumulative client base you will have will be higher than what we have considered here. So these revenue can go up to 2x of what we have estimated and projected in this financial model. We have considered these at a conservative side because we know that we are confident that my franchisee can achieve this with the least effort. We are not saying that you need to bring some extraordinary efforts to generate this kind of demand. If you have a decent, the network and marketing outreach, you can generate this business. So my franchisee commissions becomes like 30 lakh rupees first year. Second year is 38 lakh rupees, 48, 60, and goes to 70, more than 70 lakh rupees per year. From this, 2.4 lakh rupees goes towards your consumables and supplies. Your staff cost is around 10 lakh rupees. Your admin expenses are around 5 lakh rupees. So your first year profit is 12 lakh rupees. So this is once you do only 1.2 crore business, that means you are going to make a profit of 12 lakh rupees. That means you are making a 10% profit on the total revenue after your all expenses. So if you are investing like 24 lakh rupees, within less than 2 years, you will recover your entire investment. In the next 3 years, your business is capex free. So in second year, in 20 months, you will get your 24 lakh rupees back, and you can reinvest this 24 lakh rupees in some other business. So you in third year, you will be having 2 different businesses making revenue for you. Okay, and this business is going to be entirely capex free for you after 2 years, and this 24 lakh rupees that you will get back, it will start making some third revenue stream for you, right? So I think within 1.5 years you will get your capex. And my franchisee, if you look at the earning potential for the franchisee, he's making like 1.5 lakh to 2 to 3 lakh rupees per month kind of earning for himself. So this is much more attractive than any professional or you say like middle level management salaries. And people invest like 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs in their studies, to reach at that position where they can withdraw 2-3 lakh rupees of salaries. Okay, but the background, of course, we want franchisee partners if they have, the electrical engineering background or diploma background or mechanical engineering background, civil engineering background, and people who are already associated with, the ministries or, or some administrative bodies, they will have advantage. So they can bring basically the immediate business as they sign up with us. So with this, Anandji, I will end my presentation and now we can take queries from the investors.
Yo, thanks, Ashok. For the benefit of the investor, I'll just put into a nutshell. SSCPL happens to be in this business for the last 40 years. They primarily are into industrial safety certification, audit, and training. That's the primary job they do. They happen to be the only company, I would say, rather they are the competent company which has been authorized by Factories Act, and they are authorized to license, certify various industry. And so there are two kind of business you can expect in this category. One is regulatory or statutory requirement, which is any industry is bound to get certified. So there's a natural requirement. And second, then something is a precautionary requirement, which any good workplace would require. And you have every opportunity once you have a relationship with the client, you can upsell that. So and it's a niche opportunity. I would say this, you don't get this opportunity coming every day, and this is one in every district, as Soji clearly highlighted. So it's a limited opportunity for the investors who are seeking to get into this kind of business, which is different from retail and food business which we franchise every day. So for the benefit of investors, so I have a few questions on the financial side. One, I would like to understand whether it's a FOFO model or a FOCO model.
So it's a franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated model where my franchisee, they need to put like initial capex and they need to take care of, day-to-day operations, and they need to do the mainly client acquisitions, and they need to take care of the staff salaries and office rent. No.
So when you say FOFO, when they acquire a client supposedly, and assuming that they're not from the industry, so who will do the certification and training and all that would be imparted by the brand, or brand will build the capability at franchise end and they will supposed to do that?
So these of course, the service delivery and the certification issue authorized will be done by SSCPL team. SSCPL team is going to share their credentials with the franchisee partners, and franchisee partners, they can take these credentials, present to their clients and onboard them. Second part, that franchisee, how they can enroll these clients, basically this is a lot of businesses tender based, so to onboard a client, so where you require eligibility, right? So 90% of if you look at the players, they fail in filing these kind of tenders. Their SSCPL, they will share their credentials, so you can file for tenders. Once we get the tenders, and you will get your cut.
One thing I'd like to add, see, currently most of the work is achieved through tenders, and the PQC, pre-qualification criteria, maximum company couldn't, in fact 98% companies, even if they have the caliber, they couldn't apply because of the lack of experience. So here we can help them. Plus, if a franchisee acquires some work in an industry, if any person shows interest or take up the franchisee, at first we'll be providing them training. It can be in-house or site training, and we will be providing full support initially. Plus the certification, whatever license they have to take, we will be handling those things. So they don't have to worry about how to acquire the license or the training part. We will be assisting in that thing.
So I think there is an entry barrier in which once someone takes a franchise of SSCPL, he gets that advantage and becomes an L1 vendor rather, who gets the opportunity to take. So, but I'm still not clear on the service part. So if some acquisition is one part, I acquire a client. But how do you ensure that he is doing the right certification, the quality audit, safety audit, standards, what SSCPL is set up? So it would be taken by SSCPL, or it would take in a joint effort? How it would be?
Yeah, it will be a joint effort, I would rather say, because the workman or the supervisor who will be doing the work, that will be appointed by the franchisee. But initially, we might be sending one person, our consultant from here to that franchisee who will be accompanying them to the work.
So handholding will be continuously done by
Yeah. And once we are sure ki now he can take up things by himself, then we can suggest them whenever they want.
Sure. Secondly, we were talking about 25% gross profit. So what is 75%? This is the real cost, or it goes to the brand? How is that?
So real cost of the service basically is borne by the company. My franchisee my franchisee does not need to bother about the real cost of the acquisition.
So cost is for the consumables, spares, or HR also?
It's basically
HR cost is to the franchisee. There's a two set of the cost here, sir. I'll explain you in detail. So one cost is basically once you acquire any client, right? So it takes basically your 70%, 60% is the cost to the company. Okay. So out of that, so we have a just a profit bracket of 35, 30% and 40% is the higher side, but it usually is range from 30% to 40%. And from that 30% profit, company is sharing 25% fixed margin with the franchisee partner to protect his profitability. And company is just taking the 5%, and against that 5 to 10%, company is going to provide you the complete hand holding. Like franchisee has to recruit 2 service engineers, and these 2 service engineers will be trained by SSPL. And then these service engineers, they will go to the factories for the site visits, and they will do the initial inspection. And how to do that inception, that basically SSPL will give them a detailed training and guidance. So they need to take these inputs, submit to the SSPL, and SSPL will evaluate it and issue a certification for these services.
One thing I'd like to add, for the certification process, we have developed a software. So while preparing the certificates, the franchisee won't be facing much problem because the software, everything is given there. You just have to do minor data entries and all. So this is the software developed by our IT department, and it will be recently we are going to implement it for other states also. So the process will be such that once a tender is or a work is achieved, the person, the site engineers, they will be going, and then after inspection, they will be given certain checklist as per the factory act. After filling the checklist, testing the thing, they will be doing the data entry in the software. From here, initially we will be checking if that thing is correct or not, and we will be approving the data entry. And once approved, they can take out the printouts from there itself.
So great. So I think systems have the checks and balances to ensure that the quality work is entered and certification is right.
Yes.
So I take a couple of questions from the Q&A box. There's Mr. Ronak Jain. He's been asking that if you have already a client in a certain industry or the area, will that be mapped to the new franchisee, and how will you support that?
So what happens if SSPL is already serving a client in the nearby industry?
So suppose we put a franchise in Guwahati, and you already have some clients there. Will that be routed through franchisee, or it will be done directly by the company only?
That will be initially done by the company, but we can have a discussion. It depends, because every state, the areas are sometimes the cities are too far. So it totally depends. Suppose if in Assam, if someone has taken, we have our head office in Assam, we have our office in Guwahati. If suppose we are getting a work in North Lakhimpur side, and we have a franchisee there, so if I think it will be convenient for the person we will authorize him to look after that work.
So Ronakji, if it is serviceable within your territory, within your control, definitely that client would be mapped to you only, and it would be routed through franchisee. I'll take another question from Mr. Javed Khan. He puts ISO 9001-2008 is obsolete. Still, it is mentioned. So, anything you want to comment on this?
Now we have the current certification. It's ISO 45000 and 9000. All we have, but actually the video was I couldn't edit it. That was the main issue. But
So
No, in
Javed
fact,
ji,
this is also mentioned on the website.
so which one?
9001 2008 certification.
Yeah, so I think this need to be refreshed. SSPL has already acquired the relevant licenses and certifications, so it is all taken care. So
we are bound to have the updated certificates, because without it, we are working for companies like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Adani, SAIL. So those companies won't even entertain us without having the updated certificates.
and just for the for my query, like since you are mentioning all these big national clients, you must be already servicing them in certain part of the country. So are for other parts of the country, do you have that capability that client be immediately given to the franchisee, that once they takes a franchisee and the setup, if Tata Steel has a setup there or Adani has a setup, can we expect that client to be onboarded immediately?
Yeah, regarding the vendor registration process, we have a vendor for Tata Steel, and that vendor code is like
Valid.
that is valid for all the states, I guess.
So if it's within your serviceable area, you can immediately get a client map.
Yeah.
That's right. What are the primary territory you currently offering in phase one? If I have to ask, what are the phase one expansion plan you have?
Currently, it depends from which states franchisee shows their interest.
But are we looking for pan India, or are we currently focusing on
India? Currently, we are well established in Jharkhand. We are doing a few works in Assam. West Bengal, we have applied for competency. So let's see.
But some inquiry coming from
we would like we would be very interested if we get a franchisee in West Bengal, because see we have we have applied for the license, but where we are lacking is like doing follow-ups, continuous follow-ups. So if anyone in West Bengal they so any interested, then we would like to proceed with it.
So when you say West Bengal, it is only Calcutta, or
no, whole of
you have
West
multiple
Bengal.
franchise in West Bengal?
Yeah, multiple, because the competency it will be for the whole state. It's on state-wise basis.
So good. I think Ashok has already put in on the screen.
Yes, Anandji, here basically we are looking for the partners pan India, but we have put some emphasis and focus on the selected markets and territories based on the industry potential these has. No, so in Jharkhand we have shortlisted like Jamshedpur and Bokaro based on the industrial, because these are the industrial hubs. So we are focusing on these markets first, and in Bihar we are looking for like Patna and Muzaffarpur. Odisha we are looking for Raurkela and Angul. In West Bengal we are looking for like Kolkata, Durgapur, Kharagpur, Haldia, Darjeeling. Assam we are looking for Guwahati and Dirbugarh. In Chhattisgarh, we are looking for Raipur, Bhilai, and Raigad. So these are the industrial hubs, in eastern and northeastern region. So our focus is only on these regions, but we are open for pan India. We have the capability, we have the scalability of the business model, so we can start anywhere. But our focus will remain the same on these territories, because these are the big markets, and company has its own presence in these markets, so we can handle our franchisees better. We can give them more hand holding and support initially, and then we slowly we will scale this business to pan India level.
One more thing I'd like to say, suppose the various industries that are mentioned here, including this, apart from this, any industry that comes under the Factory Act. So it's very crucial to understand the definition of the factory as per the Factory Act. Any premise that employ 20 or 10 laborers, workmen, and where some kind of manufacturing or any kind of industrial service is going on, that comes under Factory Act, be it a vast company or a very small company. And even the smaller companies, they can be our client. They need that certification from the competent person. So the opportunity is a vast opportunities, because apart from the big giant companies, there are the small vendors, there are very small companies in every state. So we can go for those companies also.
So it's a factory act basically covers the every workplace where some
Yeah.
kind of manufacturing is taking place, because 10
Mhm.
labels is too small even to exclude any industry per se. And I think while Eastern India remains the phase 1 expansion plan, but we are open for other regions also. If you are part of any industrial hubs or part of the industry or background, certainly we can look into that. While it has been covered, Amarji, just for the again for your information, the breakup of capex would be I think 24 lakhs, which comprises of 5 lakhs of franchisee fee, another 10 lakhs of equipments. Ashok, and you want to add?
Yeah, so
you want to put on the
3
screen?
lakh. Yeah, so 5 lakh rupees is the franchise fee one time, 15 lakh rupees is your equipment cost, and 4 lakh rupees towards your office setup and other local licenses that you require.
So around 24-25 lakh is the capex primarily.
Yeah.
And one thing, to be a franchisee, it's not necessary he has to be from a technical background, because he can have technical team is important, but the franchisee himself is not necessary.
Yeah.
Right, I think good for now. While we are getting a couple more questions, but we can take up post this webinar. Over to you, Bharat.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone. That's for today.
Not audible, Bharat. Your very feeble voice is very feeble.
Okay. Am I audible now? Okay. Okay. So that's it for the day. Thank you so much, Priyanka ji and team, for a very explained presentation. And thank you so much, Anand Agarwal ji, for helping us with the Q&A session. And that is what the business opportunity available with us. I would like to thank the panelists for joining this webinar. We appreciate your presentation and the business opportunity you are offering to the potential partners. For the viewers, if you want to have a one-on-one discussion with the brand, please call us at our hotline number 97176838. You can also write us at feedback@india.in. We will again come up with a new brand tomorrow, and we will explore another business opportunity. Till then, thank you so much, and thank you so much for your panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.